Hi, welcome to Divine Cuisine. Today we make a cheesecake, so you'll want to stay tuned because it's simply delicious. All right, for our cheesecake, what we're going to start with is we prepared a springform pan. We've inverted the bottom so the lip is going down, and we've just put some parchment paper around the sides. Buttered it first, and then parchment paper, buttered the bottom. For the crust, we have about 15 graham crackers all crushed up. You'll end up with 2 cups or so. Here's some brown sugar, some cinnamon, and lemon zest. Be sure you save the lemons because you're going to use the lemon in the filling when we make the filling. Give that a stir, break that up a little bit. And then we're going to add about 1/3 cup of melted butter into that. Mix that up. So it's quite simple. Put it in your springform pan. Mix it around. Now I have to press it down. So what I like to use is just a cup. Cup is perfect to go around the edges. Presses it all down. And now what we're going to do with this, it's all finished. What we'll do is we'll bake it in a 350-degree oven for 10 minutes. Now we'll make our filling. Okay, so we're ready to start our cheesecake filling. First thing we have to do is take sugar, just a little bit of flour, and our salt. It's pink because it's pink Himalayan salt. And mix that all together. We use just a little bit of flour. It helps the cake while it's baking not to crack. And of course that's all important in a cheesecake, is it doesn't crack. The other thing we do is cook it with a little bit of water on the bottom so that has heat. Once we've done that, we take our cream cheese. We've cubed this cream cheese, and you want everything at room temperature. That's the key to make it smooth. If you try to use cold, then it won't be smooth. You'll have to do another little trick that restaurants do, and that's to run it through a colander before you put it in your shell. And you can do that anyway, but if it's at room temperature, you probably don't have to do that. Just start that slowly. To that, we'll add our sugar, salt, and flour. And you'll do this a lot. Stop the machine, scrape the sides down. Other thing people do is they overmix. We don't want to do that. Now, we're going to add eggs. 5 eggs, one at a time. Stop, scrape it down. Couple more eggs. The last one. Scrape the sides down. You see it's all coming together nice and smoothly. And now our liquids. We have here sour cream. And you can get the recipe again at chefk.com, or you can get one of 42 different recipes for cheesecakes in our Simply Delicious 2 cookbook. This is heavy cream, 35% whipping cream. We have vanilla. And you'll recall I told you, save the lemons because you want the lemon juice for here, and that's the last thing you'll add to this. Again, stop, scrape it down, and just mix it till it's incorporated. Once incorporated, you're ready to put in your baked shell. Here's our baked shell. We'll spread it evenly. Again, like I said, you could put it in here through a colander. Make sure you have no lumps. Now we're going to bake this in the 350-degree oven with that little steam pan in the bottom. And that's going to take an hour and a half, 90 minutes. And we'll see when we're done. The cheesecake is done. Now all we're going to do is prop the oven door open, turn the oven off, and let it rest in here for a half hour. After that, we'll refrigerate it. So our cheesecake's been in the refrigerator for 6 hours. So let's take it apart, see what it looks like. There's, comes out of the pan nice. I'll move this paper. And there you go. New York style cheesecake. No cracks. Looks good. And we'll put some fruit on it and a glaze on it. And we'll show you how to do that too. So we've covered our cheesecake with our fruit. Now we're going to make the glaze. For the glaze, we need sugar. And remember, you get the recipes at chefk.com. Cornstarch. This is gelatin powder. Mix those all up really good. Add some water. And all we're going to do is bring that to a boil. Once it boils, we remove it from the heat. Let it cool down just a little. And then we'll cover it onto the cheesecake. So our sauce is ready. All we do is simply take the spoon and glaze over the fruit. And then we'll return it to the fridge and let it set. So our cheesecake is all done. It's all covered nicely in New York style cheesecake, covered with fruit filling and a fruit gelatin. It's delicious. You'll want to try it. You'll want to make it. Kind of reminds me of the covering that we have with God. He covers you in everything you do, everything you are. So he has you covered. However you want to look at it, just think. Love, covered. Grace, covered. Mercy, covered. Increased promotion, covered. Loving kindness, joy, peace, gifts of healing, gifts of redemption, gifts of protection, covered. Forgiveness. The future is covered. The past is forgotten. Fulfillment of the call of your life is covered. Peace, favor, timing, relationship, promises, blessings, rewards. He's got you covered every area of your life. You have no worries. Look at Psalms 91. It says, he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High. Means a place, secret place, just a place that you and he know. That's your bedroom, your room, wherever you communicate. That's a secret place. That's your place in him. You dwell there. You stay there. Once you find God, stay with God. It says, he shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say, how often we've talked about saying. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in him will I trust. We don't trust in other things. We're covered by God, so we trust in God. He is my refuge, my fortress. Surely he shall deliver me from the snare of the fowler. You know what a fowler is? It's a guy who catches a bird, right? So the snare for the bird. You're not the bird. Devil can't catch you. You've been delivered. And from the perilous pestilence. What are we going through right now? The whole world. We're face a pestilence. God has covered us. He's delivered us from it. Under his wings shall you find refuge. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. No arrow that flies against you by day or night, no pestilence that walks in darkness, no destruction that lays waste at noonday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you. Pestilence, whatever the enemy has in store for you, God's got you covered. It won't happen to you. You'll be protected. Wow. When you stay in that perfect place and you reside under the shadow, not something very strong, just the shadow's enough to protect you. Only with your eyes shall you look and see the reward of the wicked, because you have made the Lord your refuge, even the Most High your dwelling place. No evil shall befall you, nor any plague shall come near your dwelling, for he shall give his angels charge over you. Angels are all around you, protecting you at all times. This is the most powerful scripture to keep you covered. Like we covered our cheesecake, you couldn't see the cheesecake under that fruit filling, under that topping. You can't see what the enemy has in store for you because you're covered, you're protected. So, as you go on, just remember, God is on your side and you are covered by his almighty protection.